Welcome back to the Cruise Ship Safety and Security channel and to Sailing 101, or as I like to call it, how to make a boat go vroom. Really, really fast. Now, you might think of sailing as a leisurely activity, something you do with a glass of warm red wine in your hand while wearing an unfortunate hat. But let me tell you, when it comes to the fastest ships ever built, we're talking about proper, tire-squealing, white-knuckle speed. From the legendary clipper ships that ruled the waves in the 19th century to the sleek, modern racing yachts that looked like they were designed by a team of aerodynamicists hopped up on espresso, we're going to delve into the world of nautical speed demons. We'll explore the engineering marvels, the daredevil sailors, and the sheer unadulterated thrill of pushing a vessel to its absolute limit. So buckle up, grab a life jacket, you might need it, and get ready to be amazed by these incredible feats of engineering and the sheer audacity of those who dared to build and sail them. Right, let's rewind the clock a bit, back to a time when men were men, ships were made of wood, and the only things faster were a runaway horse or a particularly sprightly squirrel. Back then, the kings of speed on the high seas were the clipper ships. These magnificent beasts were built for one thing and one thing only, to shift cargo from one side of the world to the other faster than a rat up a drainpipe. Now, these weren't your average lumbering cargo ships. Oh no. These were sleek, streamlined beauties with towering masts that seemed to scrape the sky itself. They were the Formula One cars of their day, and they didn't just sail, they flew across the waves. We're talking about ships like the Cutty Sark, a legend in its own right. This thing was like a cheetah with sails, clocking in record-breaking speeds that would make even a modern sailor raise an eyebrow. It once sailed from Sydney to London in a mind-boggling 67 days. That's faster than some people take to choose a new sofa. The Cutty Sark, along with its brethren like the Flying Cloud and the Great Republic, weren't just ships. They were symbols of human ambition, pushing the boundaries of what was possible on the open ocean. They braved treacherous storms, battled ferocious winds, and generally stuck two fingers up at Mother Nature's attempts to slow them down. These ships were crewed by hardened sailors, men who were as tough as the ships they commanded. They were a different breed, these clipper ship captains, a mix of skilled navigator, gambler, and daredevil. They pushed their ships and crews to the absolute limit, all in the pursuit of speed and, let's be honest, a tidy profit. But it wasn't all plain sailing, if you'll pardon the pun. The life of a clipper ship sailor was fraught with danger. Storms, collisions, even the occasional bout of scurvy. These were just occupational hazards, but despite the risks, these men were drawn to the allure of the open ocean, the thrill of the race, and the satisfaction of taming these magnificent wind-powered beasts. The era of the clipper ship may be long gone, but their legacy lives on. They were the pioneers of speed on the high seas, setting the stage for the even faster, even more technologically advanced vessels that would follow. So, next time you see a picture of a clipper ship, don't just think of it as a relic of the past. Remember, these were the machines that made the world smaller, connecting continents and fueling the engines of global trade. And they did it all with nothing but wind, sails, and a healthy dose of good old-fashioned human daring. Now, if you thought clipper ships were impressive, hold on to your hats, because we're moving into the world of modern racing yachts. These aren't just boats, they're floating laboratories of cutting-edge technology, designed to squeeze every last knot of speed out of the laws of physics. Forget wood and canvas. We're talking carbon fiber hulls, rigid sails that look like airplane wings, and keels that wouldn't look out of place on a spaceship. These yachts are so finely tuned that even a slight change in wind direction or a rogue wave can mean the difference between victory and a watery defeat. And speaking of victory, let's talk about the pinnacle of yacht racing, the America's Cup. It's the oldest international sporting trophy still being contested, and it's fiercely competitive. Imagine the Super Bowl, the World Cup, and the Grand National all rolled into one, but on water. And you're starting to get the idea. The America's Cup is where the best sailors in the world come together to prove their mettle, sailing machines that seem to defy the laws of physics. These yachts are so fast they practically skim across the water, leaving nothing but a rooster tail of spray in their wake. The crews are athletes in their own right, a mix of strength, stamina, and split-second decision-making. They operate these high-tech boats with the precision of a Swiss watch, constantly adjusting sails, trimming lines, and basically making the boat do things that would make a normal person seasick just watching. But it's not just about brute strength and technological wizardry. There's a certain art to sailing a racing yacht, a finesse that comes from years of experience, a deep understanding of the wind and the waves, and maybe a touch of luck. And let's not forget the designers, the unsung heroes who pore over computer simulations and wind tunnel tests to create these nautical masterpieces. They're like the aerodynamicists in Formula One, constantly pushing the boundaries of what's possible, looking for that one innovation that will give their team an edge. The world of racing yachts is a constant game of cat and mouse, with teams always striving to outdo each other with lighter materials, more efficient sail designs, and cleverer tactics. It's a testament to human ingenuity and our never-ending desire to go faster, further, and to leave the competition in our wake. So the next time you see a racing yacht slicing through the water, remember it's not just a boat. It's a marvel of engineering, a testament to human ambition, and a reminder that even on the water, the need for speed is alive and well. All right, enough of this messing about with sails and wind. Let's talk about real power engines. When it comes to sheer grunt and the ability to cover vast distances at breakneck speeds, powered ships are in a league of their own. From the earliest steam-powered paddle boats to the sleek modern warships of today, we've come a long way in a relatively short amount of time. One of the early pioneers of high-speed powered vessels was Isambard Kingdom Brunel, a Victorian engineering genius who wouldn't have looked out of place designing spaceships. His SS Great Western, launched in 1838, was the first steamship to engage in regular transatlantic service. It was a technological marvel of its time, and it paved the way for larger, faster, and more luxurious ocean liners. But Brunel's crowning achievement was undoubtedly the SS Great Eastern, a ship so large and ambitious that it was dubbed Leviathan at the time. This behemoth was 6 times larger than any ship ever built before, and capable of carrying 4,000 passengers. Though plagued with technical difficulties and financial woes, the Great Eastern was a testament to human ingenuity and the relentless pursuit of progress. Of course, no discussion of fast ships would be complete without mentioning the behemoths of the sea, the warships. These floating fortresses are packed with enough firepower to make a dictator blush and are capable of speeds that would make even a seasoned sailor weak at the knees. Take the USS Independence, a literal combat ship designed for speed and agility. This thing is basically a floating stealth fighter, capable of reaching speeds in excess of 40 knots. It's armed to the teeth with missiles, guns, and enough technology to make your head spin. The Independence is a prime example of how far we've come in terms of naval technology, a far cry from the wooden ships and iron men of old. But it's not just about military might. Powered ships have also played a vital role in global trade and transportation. Container ships, for example, may not be the fastest vessels on the water, but they are the backbone of international commerce, carrying millions of tons of goods across the oceans every year. These behemoths are a testament to the interconnectedness of our modern world, a floating symbol of globalization. So whether it's the raw power of a warship, the engineering marvel of a cruise ship, or the logistical efficiency of a container ship, powered vessels have revolutionized the way we interact with the world's oceans. They are a testament to human ingenuity, our desire to conquer the seas, and our insatiable appetite for speed. Right, let's talk about boats that think they're airplanes, shall we? Hydrofoils, my friends, are about as close as you can get to flying without actually leaving the water. These ingenious vessels use underwater wings or foils to lift the hull out of the water as they gain speed. It's like magic, but with more science and less pulling a rabbit out of a hat. Imagine a boat that glides effortlessly over the waves, leaving barely a ripple in its wake. That's the beauty of a hydrofoil. By reducing drag, these vessels can achieve incredible speeds that would leave conventional boats eating their watery dust. Now, the idea of a hydrofoil isn't exactly new. It's been kicking around since the early 20th century, but it wasn't until the latter half of the century that the technology really took off. One of the early pioneers of hydrofoil technology was Alexander Graham Bell, the bloke who invented the telephone. Apparently, he wasn't content with just revolutionizing communication, he wanted to conquer the seas as well. Bell and his colleague, Casey Baldwin, set about creating the HD4, a hydrofoil that achieved an impressive speed of 70.86 miles per hour, 61.59 knots in 1919. It was a world record at the time, and it proved that hydrofoils had serious potential. Over the years, hydrofoils have been used for everything from passenger ferries to military patrol boats. They're particularly well suited for use in rough seas as the foils lift the hull above the waves, providing a smoother, more comfortable ride. One of the most iconic examples of a hydrofoil is the Boeing 929 jetfoil, a passenger ferry that looks like it was beamed straight out of a science fiction film. With its sleek design and jet engine propulsion, the jetfoil could carry hundreds of passengers at speeds of up to 45 knots. It was a popular choice for high-speed ferry services, particularly in Japan and Hong Kong. While hydrofoils may not be as common as they once were, they remain a fascinating example of how we can use technology to push the boundaries of what's possible on the water. They're a testament to human ingenuity, our desire to find new and innovative ways to travel, and our never-ending quest to make boats go faster. Now, if you really want to turn heads on the water, you need a boat that's a bit unconventional. Enter the trimaran, a vessel that throws convention overboard and embraces the power of three, that's right, three hulls, all working in perfect harmony to create a sailing experience that's as exhilarating as it is unique. Imagine a catamaran, but with an extra hull for good measure. That's the basic idea behind a trimaran. The two outer hulls, known as armus, provide stability and buoyancy, while the central hull or main hull cuts through the water like a hot knife through butter. This three-hulled design offers a number of advantages over traditional monohull boats. For starters, trimarans are incredibly stable. Thanks to their wide beam, the distance between the outer hulls, they're also incredibly fast, as their lightweight and low drag allow them to slice through the water with ease. And let's not forget the fun factor. Sailing a trimaran is an experience like no other. It's like riding a giant waterborne spider, with each hull responding independently to the waves. One of the pioneers of modern trimaran design was Arthur Piver, an American engineer who saw the potential of these unusual vessels. Piver designed a series of popular and affordable trimarans that helped to popularize the design among recreational sailors. But trimarans aren't just for casual cruising. They've also proven themselves in the world of competitive sailing. One notable example is the Orma 60 class of racing trimarans. These high-tech beasts are capable of speeds in excess of 40 knots and are sailed by some of the bravest sailors on the planet. The Orma 60 races were legendary for their speed and excitement, with boats often flying over the waves on just one hull. Another iconic trimaran is the Hydropterae, an experimental sailing craft designed to break speed records. This futuristic-looking vessel features hydrofoils that lift the entire hull out of the water at speed, reducing drag and allowing it to achieve incredible speeds. The Hydropterae set numerous world speed sailing records, proving that trimaran technology still has plenty of untapped potential. So, if you're looking for a sailing experience that's a little bit different, a little bit faster, and a whole lot more exciting, then a trimaran might just be the boat for you. Well, there you have it, a whirlwind tour of the fastest ships ever to grace the seven seas. From the wind-powered behemoths of the clipper ship era to the high-tech marvels of modern racing yachts and the downright bizarre world of hydrofoils and trimarans, we've covered a lot of ground, or should that be water? But one thing's for sure, the human desire to push the boundaries of what's possible on the water is as strong as ever, whether it's harnessing the power of the wind, the roar of an engine, or the sheer ingenuity of hydrofoils and trimarans. We've come a long way from the humble dugout canoes of our ancestors. Thanks for joining us on this high-speed journey across the seas. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more Sailing 101 adventures. It costs you nothing unless you would like to buy us a coffee. If you do, you can find the link in our channel description or by visiting buymecoffee.com/cruiseship. And those that are so kind will get a mention in one of our upcoming videos. Stay legal and stay salty and stay safe. Until the next time.